Hello, everybody. Welcome in. Welcome in. This is Fiercestbard. Hello. It's Thirsty Thursday. It's a rather exciting Thursday. At least for me, it is. Oh, man. I could not sleep last night. For those of you who watched the sports ball, you guys know why. I really could not sleep last night. I'm not as tired as I was after Monday night, but because that I could not sleep. But this one's more of the but it was more that I fell asleep pretty quickly actually because I was so super excited that I guess I tired myself out. But then I woke up super early because the excitement could not be contained in just my dreams. For those of you who don't really know, the Town Manga Sentinels, they just about completed what I guess is everybody's saying it. It's not just me, but this might have been the greatest comeback ever in finals history. I really could not believe it. I actually gave up on. Okay, so to start, for those of you who don't know, basically, I am a huge sports fan. I at least for one particular sport, and you know what? While we're talking about this, let's get started with a little bit of arting before I just go into this, and then this becomes like freaking sports talk radio by accident. That's not what we're here for. We're here for arting, and we are arting, and we are drawing Rapi Red Hood Summer Edition today. Wait, did I already add the line art for that? Oh shoot, I did. I actually added the lines for a part of that there, though actually I don't think that it necessary. I'm gonna separate out the art, the line art here, because I don't really want it to be a part of the I don't want it to be a part of the line art layer, like the regular line art layer. I gotta separate it out then. Let's see. Gotta get close here, but there we go. Add it back, and then merge it down. Merge it down. There we go. Yeah. So anyway, yeah, like I was saying, I've always been a fan of one particularly bouncy ball sport, right? It is called bouncy ball, as you guys are aware. It bouncy ball requires the use of an orange globe, right? That capybaras make out of a specific type of leather in the past, right? We got it from trading with the river gators. They would trade us the leather to create the bouncy ball. But once we created the bouncy ball, we would try to bounce the ball and throw it into a basket of sorts. And then one day somebody was like, we should cut a hole on the bottom of the basket, because the bottom of the basket having a hole means that the bouncy ball can come back to us, so that we don't have to actually go up there and remove the basket every single time somebody throws it up there. It was ingenious. Everybody loved it. Everybody loved it in the capybara community. And it was like, from that time forward, bouncy ball became like the national sport of Cappy Town. Just a very quick, very quick, history of bouncy ball, and how bouncy ball became, synonymous with capybaras everywhere, right? And we've had a very long history of loving bouncy ball, but the problem is that the main team for Cappy Town itself, right? There's many bouncy ball teams, but the main team for Cappy Town itself, they were terrible. The Mango Sentinels. The Mango Sentinels came into prominence due to some people who played fighting games in the FGC community, right? Shouting them out in the worst way possible, when when they were shouted out for somebody's commentary one day and stuff like that, right? So like unfortunately they've always had this reputation of being just this like really horrible team, right? Because of that, but as of late the Mango Sentinels have been on a run. They've been on a tear through the Bouncy Ball Federation, right? Or Bouncy Ball Association, I should say. And they all of the famous peoples who were always fans of the Bouncy Ball team, the Mango Sentinels, they're coming out of the woodwork to support the team. It's been like this really crazy run of them absolutely destroying the competition on their conference, but then like people didn't really believe it, like going through the playoffs, they lost 2 games to the Carnivorous Hawks, right? They lost 2 games to the Carnivorous Hawks or very early on. So a lot of people didn't really believe in it because it seemed like, oh, how could you lose to those guys, right? But they were a young and rather hot team at the time, right? Like they were going through their period of being upstarts and stuff like that, right? Which like it sports ball is very bouncy ball specifically, right? It is a young person's thing, right? Like as with a lot of sports out there, right? Like it's a young person's game, sports always gonna be that way, right? But they gotta the younger teams and the younger peeps have to they have to earn they have to earn their keep. They can't just come in and think that they're gonna rule the roost, right? Like that's how the animal kingdom works, right? So the Mango Sentinels, they fought back against the Carnivorous Hawks, and they actually beat them. Which was really exciting at the time, right? And then they moved on to the next round, and they had to play against the what did they call themselves? The MSG Easters. So the MSG Easters, right? They were supposed to be a huge challenge for the Mango Sentinels, right? At the time, they were supposed to be this like ridiculous challenging team that had all of the steam behind them because they had just beaten the Northern Green Men. They beat the Northern Green Men, and like it looked like, oh, you know what? This is like they got their star back. They were gonna be like this awesome team that will make a run through the playoffs and stuff like that. And they got all the they traded for Kawhi, and they were gonna be like amazing and stuff like that. So like everybody was like, oh shoot, like they're the MSG Easters were gonna be like, they were gonna be the ones to take down the Mango Sentinels. They were definitely gonna be the ones to take down the Mango Sentinels. But it didn't happen. It didn't happen. Well, unfortunately, it seemed like they were so expended in their series playing against the Northern Green Men that it seems like they just didn't have anything left for playing against the Mango Sentinels. So like there was this constant narrative, like every team that came to play bouncy ball against the Mango Sentinels, right, was this was the team, this was the team that was gonna take them out. Like it was just kind of like constantly like that, which like a lot of people who are fans of the Mango Sentinels did not appreciate too much. But that's kind of the nature of the sports ball, right? Like every time someone new comes up and is a contender, well, like everybody's looking for all the reasons why this is the team that's gonna take them out. And it's nothing new, like it happens with every team, right? So like because like everybody wants a good series, a good long series, right? It's exciting. That's why they all hope that the next team is the one that's gonna take them out and stuff like that, right? But it didn't happen. The Mango Sentinels actually did incredibly well against the MSG Easters, right? Because they were more East than the actual MSG. apparently they were more East than the actual MSG. So and this was according to their own star, not to make fun or anything like that, but according to their own star player, that the MSG Easters arena was the most East possible, and that they would be the true MSG East. It's okay, like, even if somebody is geographically challenged, it doesn't mean all that much, because they're there for the sports ball, right? They're there for bouncy ball. They're not there for their supreme knowledge of geography, for sure, right? So that series kind of came and went surprisingly quick, and then we had the central swordsmen. The central swordsmen. They're the wine and gold swordsmen. They were supposed to be the ones. They were supposed to be the ones. Now they are supposed to be the ones that had the clear advantage, because they had the best players in their backcourt, and they had the front court that can match the Mango Sentinels. There was no way in heck that anybody could get this one wrong and assume that the Mango Sentinels were gonna lose this one for sure, right? It started looking pretty prophetic in the first game of that series, and like, the Mango Sentinels were losing pretty bad in that game, and somehow, in some way, they fought back, and they won the game despite being down by almost 25 points at the time and stuff like that. It was one of the, that's not to say, like, okay, so to give context to this, they were down by so much with only 7 minutes left, that everybody was just kind of like, okay, let's wrap it up here. I think this is done, right? And we were getting used to seeing the Mango Sentinels beat everybody. Like, they had just come off a series where they won by ridiculous numbers. Their closeout games was like they won. I forgot how much they won by. It was like 30 or something like that, right? And then they won the previous series closeout game by a ridiculous, like, they were up more than 40 points at halftime. It was kind of crazy. But we thought, oh, the ride's over. It was fun while it lasted. They're down by 25. They're likely gonna lose now. And it was game 1 when they had the advantage, because they had home court advantage. So they were in Cappy Town, so they should have had the home court advantage at that point. And then they came back and won with 7 minutes left. So I'm very excited right now, because after that, the wine and gold swordsmen, they just could not recover, unfortunately for them, right? They couldn't recover. The mental damage was just too great. Losing the first game, even though you were up by like 25 points, and then just completely losing the game somehow. They thought that they could just kind of go home at that point and just enjoy their evening and bask in the glory of their win. But that's not what happened. The Mango Sentinels came back and they won it by quite a bit, and the mental damage suffered was so bad that, unfortunately for the Wine and Gold Swordsmen, they lost the series in a sweep too. So the Mango Sentinels are on a roll at this point, and they finally are now facing the Southern Silver Shoes, right? And the Southern Silver Shoes are a really good team. I'm not gonna take anything away from this team. They are an amazing team with a lot of young players and they are so far ahead of the schedule in terms of where they should be. Because usually a team like that young and that inexperienced, they don't really get this far in the bouncy ball playoffs, right? Because the bouncy ball playoffs is grueling. Like it's you have to play every game seven. Like every series is like a seven best of seven series, right? So the minimum you have to play is 4 against the other team. If you're lucky and you beat them all 4, then you get to move on and get some rest, right? But most teams are fighting back. Like they're fighting tooth, nail, and claw. Like it gets really ridiculous and rough out there. Like we tend to forget that even though we don't live in the jungle now, all of the other animals in the kingdom, they bare their fangs when it comes to bouncy ball and stuff like that. So like even the capybaras will come out swinging. Like the normally very friendly and very 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 passive capybara will become savage when it comes to bouncy ball. So like you got to be careful in those instances, right? So we are now in a situation where the Mango Sentinels are one win away from winning this championship, and they were supposed to be losing pretty badly to the Southern Silver Shoes. I'm not gonna lie, they are such a good team, but they're just too inexperienced. They don't have the game time experience of playing in like high pressure systems where they can like fight their way back from a lot of adversity like that, right? So right now things are looking good, but job's not over. Optimus, what's up? Thanks for the wait. Oh wait, that hydrate's from a while ago. No. No, that hydrate was from a while ago. I read the wrong thing. No. I don't get my notifications until now. They're still in my log. And the log is old. But I'm gonna hydrate anyway. I really need to find out what's wrong with the notifications, because I don't hear them go off. I have a sound effect for those notifications so that I can hear them, and then like hydrate and do all the things I'm supposed to be doing. But yeah, like but yeah, it's been a very long time, despite having a team in the Bouncy Ball Association for ever since that the Bouncy Ball Association started. The Mango Sentinels they never really won too many championships. The last time was literally 53 years ago. Like a whole entire generations of family like were born and have gone in that time and stuff like that, right? So it's one of those things where it's like, I think a lot of people don't realize the significance of what might be happening right now, like in that regard, like again, entire generations of families have come and gone in the time that it's been since the last time the Mango Sentinels won a championship in Bouncy Ball. And then on top of that, it's like Bouncy Ball is incredibly popular in Capitan. It's like the -- sport. Like there are other sports teams and other sports played in Capitan for sure. Like there, what we got? 2 baseball teams, 2 football teams, couple of hockey teams here. We even have a couple of soccer teams now and stuff like that. Like there all sorts of sports are played in Capitan, right? But Bouncy Ball tends to be like of all those sports, right? They have fans. The fans are separated, right? Amongst Cappytown, like everybody is like this fan or that fan, you know, for one of the two teams, on those different sports, right? In Cappytown, but for bouncy ball specifically, even though there are now two bouncy ball teams in Cappytown, everybody is a Mango Sentinels fan. They do not care for the Cappytown baskets. Those guys unfortunately moved at the wrong time. They were never able to build up a fan base quite the way that you know other teams did. So that's the unfortunate part for them. And while I'm talking about this, I should try to like sketch out the hand over here. I know I'm sketching it out in a very like cartoonish way, but it might be for the best. It depends, right? You know what? I gotta look at some references for the hands here, right? Because I do need to practice hands, so I think I need to dedicate like one solid stream at some point to doing just like hand what should I call it, like constructing hands and stuff like that, right? Like just dedicate the entire time to just like breaking down the shapes and just doing all of that, because it'll definitely help me for sure. It is one of the weaker areas that I have, like very I will fully admit that, like I'm not very good at them. So I don't want it to be too goofy because of the way that this is. I might, for this image then, because I did do like this I did do this kind of it's not like a full sketch or anything like that, but I did do the block out for it and it looks fine there, but it always looks kind of hokey to me once I actually add the line art colors to it and stuff like that, so I'm wondering if I should change it or not. It is so far into the corner of the image that I almost feel like that it might just not be worth designing too much, because you might not even see it like in full, right? Like no, let me not do that, because it's like it's this weirdly cut off like look that I don't like. I think what I need to do instead of doing that is like let me just sketch a little bit, right? And then I might just like do something a little bit more generic in terms of the hand over here. Okay, maybe something like that. Maybe something like this. Let's see how it looks once I get it in. But yeah, like, I don't want to say what I feel like is might be happening. I don't want to jinx everything. Like, again, us us of the sports persuasions, we're very superstitious for some reason. And I almost feel like I don't want to make a guess as to what I feel like might be happening, because I don't want to jinx it, as it were. So I'm just gonna leave it at that, and then just like hope for the best, and we'll see what happens with the Mango Sentinels this Saturday. You know, I hope that there will be some good news, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. But yeah, so even though I'm quite tired right now, like in terms of amount of time spent awake, right? I am very excited right now, so we shall see what happens. We shall see what happens pretty soon, I guess, like. But until then, I gotta figure this out first, right? Because I'm so close to finishing the line art for this. Like, um, after this, right? Like after doing this, the hand here, I'm gonna be doing the line art for the background and stuff like that. And then once I finish the line art for the background, um, yeah, once I finish the background line art, then it moves into the coloring process, which again, I'll pass it over to Mooney. But if I feel like I've been passing too many of these over without it's, I don't want her to get overloaded with these, right? Like, so I might actually choose to start coloring one of them or something like that. If I feel like I'm passing too many over to Mooney, because even though it helps me to increase the pace at which I put out fan art, it doesn't help if I'm just like bombing her with too many of these projects, right? But yeah, it's like super excited for a lot of stuff happening right now. Outside of the arting thing, and I will fully admit there was actually a point last night where I was quite sad. I was a sad cappy. I was a sad capybara, but now I am a very happy one because of the end result of last night's game. So I'm still hopeful for more good things to happen, but we shall see. We shall see. Like, nothing is ever guaranteed, so And then we gotta construct the hand here and hope it doesn't look too... I kind of don't like the way it's looking already. Yeah, I don't like the way it's looking already. The hand is always gonna be the part that gets me at the end. maybe a part of it too is like the where it's positioned and stuff like that on the page here and stuff like that, right? Like originally I had her hand like turned and leaning on top of this metal piece over here, right? Which seemed to be working okay at the time that when I sketched it out, but you know, let me see if I could get it to work. The problem is it's going off the page, right? So there's parts of it that like you can't see. So it creates this like blind spot for a lot of the what's happening there, right? And you know, like that's what leads to some of it looking a little bit weird and little off, right? Okay, let's try something else. Let's try something else. I think if maybe we go this way with it. Maybe, yeah, maybe that, yeah. Let's try it, let's try it. Okay, this one might actually be working. Hold on, hold on. Let's. it's like it kind of works, but then it's like, again, there's so much of it that's cut off that it looks weird, right? It's like she's got T-Rex claws right there. Okay, let's try something else here. This is gonna be the Bard struggles with a single hand stream today. Yeah, maybe I could do something like that. Okay. Let me just like do this in an actually ordered way that makes sense, right? Yeah, maybe I can have her hand like in this direction, right? Because she's just getting out of the water, right? So I don't necessarily need it to be, curled around the the thing over here immediately, right? Like maybe she's just getting um like she's just reaching over to hold on to it, right? Like just now. So there is that. This is might be more promising than what I was trying to do. Okay, cool. Yeah, I think I'll go with this. Okay. Okay. But yeah, now that I'm focusing on the art stuff right now, and I got like locked in a little bit myself, it's like okay, my initial excitement over the bouncy ball has dissipated a little bit, which is good because I think I was a little bit too high energy if you guys know what I mean, you know. Okay, then we get like nope. No. Yeah, I think that works for me. Like, like I don't need it to always be like that. Like I know that, a good way to get better at arting is to push yourself, right? Like to do things that you're uncomfortable with and to just, like try new things, right? But at the same time, sometimes sometimes sticking with your comfort zone is also useful, right? Because I need to finish this artwork more than anything, right? So this is not the experimental um one that I should be doing. So I think this works. So because then it's like she's just getting out of the water and reaching over to hold on to the hand railing there. Whoops. Took off a little too much there. Okay, that's working for me. Except for the fact that her fingers are a little bit large, but I can always fix. It is okay. Okay, it is bothering me a little bit that I seem to have made the ring finger and the pinky finger like tiny as in comparison to all of the other fingers. So we'll squish them next to each other. Don't really like it. Now that I zoomed out, I'm like, kind of like, a little bit, Well, doesn't stop us from redoing it yet again. This is the pain of arting. Just constantly redoing things that you thought were already good. Well, let me bring it back, and I'll think about it. I'll think about it in a moment. Because I really gotta, I really gotta like sit down and build out the hand there a little bit better. I think I broke one of her fingers too, as it looks like over here. Jeez. Because the part that makes it hard is because of the fact that it's going off the screen, so there's a lot of the detail that like I can't even really fit in there, like by drawing the hand like this, right? So it's like, so there's a part of it that you can't even see, like, so it's almost just kind of disappears off of and that's what's kind of messing with my view of what this should look like a little bit. Which is kind of like why a lot of people try to avoid having body parts go off the screen like that, because when it gets cut off like that, it just like has this weird effect of just like not really existing in full in your mind, and then it messes with your perception of what it should look like. So that's the hard part that I'm struggling with here. Let's actually like okay, let's take a moment to go back and draw a little bit, right? Like screw it. Like if we're gonna have such a hard time with messing with this anyway, might as well just figure it out from scratch, right? So okay. One, two, right? Okay. Well, while I'm trying to figure that out, let me just move on and start doing line art for the background image. It's like I'm getting a little bit stuck in there, but it doesn't help to just kind of obsess over it. Maybe I pause on that first, do the background line work, and then come back to it afterwards. Maybe that'll help, right? So let's try it. Let's try it. Don't really need to go and line some of the stuff that's back and hidden, but you know, trying to build good habits here by having the completed background image there. You know, it's amazing that even after like 200 years, this place still exists. But I guess it's the same with fan art and fanfics, right? They come up with these impossible scenarios. There might be a part of me that might do this image though, like well, not do this image, but rather there's a part of me that's thinking though, like I might cut off stream a little bit early today only because I'm actually quite hungry right now. Like, so after I line art the background here, I think you know, because I have something of a working hand here. I'll probably rework it a little bit as I go, but it is something of a hand there. So let me just get rid of this line over there because I just realized what I did there, and it's really supposed to be parallel to this bar here until over there where it then splits into this diagonal portion. Then it starts doing that. And then this part over here goes all the way over here. And then, oh. Yeah, actually, you know what? I have to erase the parts that are covered because, like, even though I need them in some ways, in other ways, like, it actually confuses things on here, so I should just get rid of them if they're not visible. Ara, Ara. No, miss. What's up? How you doing? Hopefully you're doing good. But yeah, Ara is right. We are trying to draw Rapi here, getting out of a certain pool in a certain area that they discovered on the surface, like in their travels to the surface. Hello, Bart and chat. It's going. It's going. Yeah. Well, hopefully it is. You know, like it's only good vibes here, especially after last night's sports bowl. I went on a lot about it earlier, so I'm not gonna go on about it again. But yeah, I was very excited. But yeah, how about you? How about you, Novus? It's been a minute since you know, um I saw what happened yesterday. Oh yeah, yeah. It was historic. I hope it carries over. Like I do hope it carries over and it will continue. But we shall see. You know, like the Mango Sentinels are very Jekyll and Hyde in terms of the way that they play the games. So they can at one point give you so much hope, and then the next point take it away from you completely. It has been a while, yeah, you know. But yeah, I'm gonna just try to get in all of this background line art, and then you know, do some tests to see how it fills in, see if it's okay. And then, you know, like I might not be on stream as long as I would have been in the past, only because again, I am quite hungry right now. And also still feeling the effects from last night in that I was celebrating a little bit too hard, and while I fell asleep early, and I didn't have a hard time actually sleeping, but the problem is I ended up waking up way too early. Like my brain was just like already awake at a certain time this morning, and it was just kind of like oh, you just had dinner? They could be like another team I know from the city that just crushes one's soul. Oh, Cappy Town has many soul-crushing teams at this point, right? Because if it's not one team, it's the other. Because there seems to be a duplication in terms of sports with the teams, right? Like there's always like two teams, and then if it's not the one that's like haunting you, it's the other. But yeah, it's good to hear that you just had dinner, you know? I want to just have dinner too. There, that takes care of the pool water, and then you know I could just delete these. There, just make it. I had a bone and pecan crusted pork chop. Oh, that sounds tasty. I need something just as tasty. Ugh, I need to figure out that hand, but I don't want to spend the whole stream like struggling with it, right? Like sometimes if it's not happening here, then I will try to go back to the drawing board and do like, you know, different sketches on another sheet of paper. Well, not paper here, but not literally paper here, but you know what I mean. And then I will come back to it at a later time to see if I could figure it out. Because right now it's like it is giving me trouble right now, that hand. So I'm wondering if I should do that, or should I maybe just like go over and start to work on Ingrid a little bit, you know? Um, I don't want to bounce around too much though, so maybe. Yeah, the fatigue is hitting me pretty quick right now. Well, you know what? Let's try it. Let's just try it. Screw it. Let's go over here, and then let's bring up some references, and then, you know, let's see. Let's put them side by side too, so that it's not like you know, like you guys are missing out on what the main drawing is. For those of you on the more vertical canvas, unfortunately, you probably are missing out what this is. But we're just trying to like, you know, just trying to like draw a different hand. It's very easy too for when you're trying to draw a hand to get everything out of whack, and or you know, in a way that looks really strange and stuff like that, right? Like drawing a hand art wise is very much like its own character. Like a hand, like if you think of like a drawing a person as like, okay, a person, what is it? Like a torso and then five limbs and stuff like that, right? You can kind of think of the same with a hand, because a hand has five fingers and stuff like that, right? And each one of them has to be in a very specific placement. And if you lose that placement, it starts to look strange, like very strange and stuff like that, right? So drawing hands is like, you know, like I feel like it's something that I neglected a little bit in terms of my own art journey and stuff like that, right? And I'm trying to catch up now and stuff like that, right? But it's like the skill set is just not quite there yet for me and stuff like that. But you know, and there's a lot of different ways to break down the different shapes of the hands, right? So like, you know, for me, I always look at the hand like, okay, so there's this it's like I always look at it like a square, right? And then I try to separate the square in half, right? And then once I separate the square in half, like I will draw in this side of the palm from the thumb, right? So like the thumb side of things will extend outwards a little bit, and then there's like this part that connects to that, and then, you know, the rest of it is like, let's see, okay, so from here to here there's like a wrinkle that goes down that way, and then from the pinky up like that, so then these represent you know, the lines on your hand that um allow your hand to kind of just like bend and fold, right? And then from up here, you have your fingers, but then your fingers need to go around, right? So like one, two, right? Like so. Here we go. One, two, and then three, right? So the thumb is like kind of like there, right? And then it's like, and I know this is like basic as all heck, but sometimes you just gotta go back, right? Like sometimes you just gotta go back and do the things that you didn't wanna do originally. And then something that I like to do a lot is like the ring finger over here and the pinky finger. Just kind of like, because they kind of move together, right? Like, you can split them apart on your own hand a lot, right? And the pinky finger can go further away than the ring finger, but, you know, like, a lot of times I tend to draw them like together for whatever reason, right? So you can kind of see like what I was you know, I was just trying to draw like a basic open hand on that side, right? Like of the image, right? And then the middle finger is the longest finger when you compare it to the other two. And then sometimes you could just like, you don't necessarily have to draw all the fingers separate, right? Like you could, sometimes you can get away with combining fingers, right? So that looks a little bit unnatural now that I'm looking at it, like combined, right? So we could just like, and the pinky again can fan out further from the hand than the ring finger can, so it's okay if it's like a little bit out here and stuff like that, right? And then, you know, the ball of the wrist so that you can move it along the rotation over here and stuff like that, right? So that's kind of how I would normally think of the hand, right? Like when I kind of break it out, and then like let's try to turn it a little bit, right? So like if I take the same hand and then apply like a slight rotation to it, right? Let's see what happens if I can do this, right? Using my own study of what I feel like a hand should be. And then this side would be that two. One, and then two, right? Just to give me some guide. I'm cheating a little over here by combining fingers a little bit, because I don't want to draw every single finger like individually like that all the time, right? And now she's got the peace sign over here, like... And then in order to hold the peace sign like that, right? Like, you always have to have your thumb pressing down these two fingers over here, right? So you can't just, like, really do that without... I almost feel like I already did a peace sign, though, for Neon, right? Did I do that? Let me check in a moment. Alright, let me see. Let me see real quick. Wait, where'd Neon go? Okay. Where the heck did Neon go? Okay, hold on. Oh, I that's right. I changed the name of the file. That's why it's not there. Okay. There we go. Oh, yeah, I really did do the peace sign already with her, so I can't really duplicate that. Oh, boy. Oh, the boy. Well, what if I, okay, take the same scenario. So here's the top of that, right? Like, the top of the rail, and then... And then let's just do spider hands. Why do I call them spider hands? Because I always imagine the freaking comic book Spider-Man, like how some artists will over exaggerate the way some of the fingers look when they grab onto anything like that. Like, I could do something more like this, right? With the hand where it's, like, dramatically gripping this. But I don't know if I want to do that. That's the thing. It's like... Oh, you know what? This might actually be the way to do it, because, like, technically speaking... Yeah, I actually, now that I'm looking at it, it's like, why don't I just have her hand, like, just palming it like that, you know? Like... Though, the bottom, where the thumb is, probably has to be raised up quite a bit more than that. This is actually what I should be doing. Emotional damage! Other than that, emotional damage. Mooney, what's up? How you doing? Hold on, let me give you a shout out. And if for some reason, those of you who are in here that don't know Mooney, I don't know how you wouldn't. Mooney's my partner in crime in Cappy Buds. He plays a lot of role-playing games. He was playing Trails in the Sky today. Go check it out. Oh, yeah, how you doing, Mooney? Did you beat the dungeon? I didn't see. I didn't get to say. I didn't get to say. I might have to move the railing over here so that she's grabbing the top of the railing, like in said sketch over here. But yeah, I'm working today on trying to do this image of damn. I messed up my own canvas like crazy. Okay, hold on, guys. There we go. I'm trying to do this image of Rapi Red Hood. If somehow you guys didn't know already, the line art is almost done. She's got her outfit on and she's ready to partay. It was a lot of cutscenes. Oh, it was? Well, I mean, it is a role-playing game, so the fact that a role-playing game has a gazillion cutscenes is seems about right. Seems about right. But yeah, hello for those of you who are new here that don't know me for some reason. My name is Fiercestbard. Hello, I'm a V artist here on Twitch and YouTube, and I do fan arts, mostly fan arts of different game characters and different like VTubers and all sorts of other stuff. That's what I do. That's what I do because it's fun. It's fun. We got more cross-dressing. Really? That's hilarious. That's actually quite hilarious. But yeah, thanks for the raid. You know, it's as always, yeah. But yeah, like I didn't realize that there would be any in Trails in the Sky, but that is quite funny. But yeah, it looks like you enjoyed it quite a bit. You know, like you enjoyed yeah, we went overtime a lot. It's okay, it's okay. You know, sometimes when you're enjoying something and, you know, like, you just do it, right? Like, you just go over time. I mean, it's okay, you know? So the boy's like, I need to poop. You should go take the boy to go poopies. And then I will try to figure this out. Though actually, while I was you know, sketching here, I have trouble drawing hands a lot, so I was doing some like thought experiments in terms of how I wanted to draw the hands for this one over here, and I have come up with a way. It's funny that this is the only way that they can poops. You know? But yeah, I've come up with a way of drawing the hand for myself. So you guys actually got here right on time, because I might be able to put this in here and see if it can fit what I am doing here, right? Now granted, it looks like maybe I might have drawn the hand a little bit small there, but I could always scale and rotate, is no problem. And maybe I scale the thing, so it's much more in line with how how big I decided to make this, right? Like, yeah, like something like that around there. But yeah, hopefully you guys are all having a great day. You know, I am just doing the arting over here, and I am celebrating today, even though the series is not over yet, the Mango Sentinels. I am still celebrating their victory from last night, so I'm hoping for better things in the coming days. But you know, it's okay to celebrate a little bit early, just a little bit early, right? Let's see. Line art. Okay. We're gonna do this. We're gonna do the line art, and we're gonna get rid of this ugly hand that I was trying to pass off as acceptable, like earlier. Yeah, just sometimes when you draw hands and stuff like that, you have to consider that, you know, the hand itself is like its own beast. Like you can't include it with the rest of your image. Unfortunately, right? Like you've got to treat it as its own like thing, and then you've got to, you know, you've got to sketch it out and work on that separate from the rest of your image. So I always have trouble with that because I'm not amazing at drawing hands and stuff like that. Like, you know, as I said before, you know, like it's a part of my art education that I feel like I neglected for too long. But it's also because I'm very much self-taught. I'm not classically trained as an artist, right? Like I didn't go to school for it. I took the minimal amount of drawing classes when I was in art programs and things like that, and it's just like it's one of those things where it's like I never had anybody tell me, "Hey, you know what? You should work on this or that." I was just like trying to draw shit that I enjoyed, and I didn't care if I like got it wrong in those days. So now I like I've refocused myself to be a better about it, but it's like I've already kind of missed out. Like I've already missed the boat on certain things, so I'm very much in catch up mode right now. But yeah, like a lot of times when I'm finished with these line arts, though, again, I will pass them over to Mooney actually, and Mooney will help me to start the process of adding colors to them because, and it's not that I can't color my own work. It's just that again, we're partnered um Cappy Buds, right? Like it's the brand that we own together, and sometimes it just makes sense because we have the brand together that we help each other out with certain aspects of it, and like putting out more artworks means for us, like we're putting out more product in a lot of ways together, so like we kind of collaborate on a lot of these. So that's kind of why we work the way that we do. But at the end of the day, like I have quite a few projects in up and coming right now because of that, right? Like I'm able to say that, I've got like maybe two or three different things that I'm gonna be putting out pretty soon. So I'm happy with the being able to do that. Okay, I'm gonna have to give her fingernails pretty soon, so I can't forget that. And I'm trying to be good about having each finger have the three segments because one of the big things that I used to do as and I still do this. I can't even say I used to do it. I still do this, but with anime style artwork, whenever I draw the hands, I get ultra lazy. Like I draw the banana fingers as I call them, and then like I'll forget to put in the fact that they're our hands and fingers are segmented, right? Like into three different joints on each one of our fingers and stuff like that. And I would just like completely forget to do any of that on there. So that's hence banana finger. Um, and sometimes it works. Like sometimes the look works. It's not something that you shouldn't do, but like I probably should get away from it, or at least try to anyway. And then this finger, which goes completely off the page, and then this finger, which also halfway off the page. Oops. Okay, like that, and then and this makes a better looking hand than what I had before, for sure. Um, oh, one thing that I didn't do with this hand is add the it looks now like a claw that's just kind of going over this part. So I gotta work to add the palm back into this, plus the move the position of the thumb. The thumb probably should not curl all the way around it like that. That's a little bit weird. So there are things that I gotta work on. But yeah, that's probably where I will have the hand, and then like the pull in front of her is just gonna cover everything up. So yeah, like I'm liking where that's going. I'm now liking where that's going. Um it's fine for me to leave it alone like this a little bit, because I'll probably work on that a little bit later. And then or well, let's see. Should I work on it now or later? Because it's like missing the entirety of the palm there. And then maybe we because it wouldn't curl all the way around the object. It would just kind of come forward towards us, right? So like if kind of imagine that part of the finger, and then like yeah, that hand's gonna terrorize me for quite a while. But at least we got most of the line art done here. I mean, like I'm not unhappy with it. It's just I gotta figure that part out to really just kind of finish this one off, and then yeah, we'll see. Okay. So I did say initially. I know Mooney just raided in here. But I did say that, like, unfortunately for me, my hunger is getting to me. I didn't like get a whole lot of sleep last night because I was just like way too excited. And on top of like in terms of, not that I couldn't sleep, I slept. It's just that I woke up super early in the morning, and then I was like like how people doom scroll. I was like celebrating scrolling and stuff like that, right? So it's like I hunger right now. I actually want to go get something to eat. Like, so I don't know. There's a part of me that thinks like, like we basically finished this. It's just like tinkering with that hand to get it to look right. I think I'll have that done this weekend actually. And I might cut off the stream a little bit early right now just so that I can go and forage in the forests before all the food options are already taken by all the riding gators, you know, in the river. Stuff like that. So yeah, like I don't know, like I think I might yeah, you know what, I think I'm probably gonna go ahead and do that, unfortunately. But yeah, I mean, we still got a whole lot done, you know, like despite the fact that I am cutting off the stream tonight a little bit early. We got all of the background lined up, and then you know, like and then you know, like the only thing again is just the hand there, like just to get it to look good. Maybe it's not quite. Maybe what's bugging me about the hand is not necessarily the placement or anything like that. Maybe it's the size. Maybe I have it a little bit too small as compared to what she is supposed to be looking like here. So maybe I just got to make it a little bit bigger. So you know, like I'll consider those things you know, as I go. But yeah, this is good. This is good. I am gonna go ahead then and do this. And again, I know Mooney just raided in, and I don't like. I always feel like I need to go longer, but unfortunately today I'm just like, I need to go find food. I need to. My cappy tummy is starving, so I need to go ahead and do that. So let's see who is on right now. Who is on? It's not just who is on, but who is on and also arting, right? Let's see. Let's see who is on right now. Yeah, it's always tough to find somebody to raid into because I'm like, oh, there's so many awesome artists on right now, but then it's like, oh, this person's been on for like 9 hours, that person's been on for 7 hours. Should I raid them? You know, like I don't want them to feel like they have to stay on longer. So I always have this like, you know, always have like this you know what, here, let's just go and pay a visit to Bunny. It's been a minute since I've raided Bunny, so let's go ahead. We're gonna go do it. But yeah, I'll be back next Tuesday. 6 p.m. Eastern time. I'll try to go for longer, like the usual time, and not be hungry. So I'll be back at that point. And yeah, I hope you guys have a great weekend. And yeah, I'll see you then.